It's fan day at the Swamp. This is Gator Zone. Scott Carter alongside Chris Harry. Little game day-like kind of atmosphere here at the University of Florida for the second open scrimmage, open practice. Had a nice little crowd come in this morning. Your observation, Scott?
Yeah, you know, it was a nice crowd. It looked like it was going to rain, but it held off and they got their reps in. You know, just offensively, they're still obviously a work in progress there. They made some nice plays here and there. Ralph Valdez had a nice catch. You know, I saw a couple of nice runs. You know, a guy who keeps sticking out a little bit is a walk-on running back, Mark Herndon. He made a couple of nice runs, and you know, he's getting a look. So overall, it was a pretty standard scrimmage. They just took a look at some guys. They're obviously still trying to see if they can help them out, and also they're getting more reps to the veteran guys.
That was my next point, though. Guys that are 1s and 2s are starting to be rolled out there a little bit more often.
Yeah, they are. Muschamp talked about that yesterday. Like, hey, he called it a little bit D-Day, is I think the term he used. You know, for some guys, a lot of guys are getting reps here in camp. The young guys, they're going to cut back on those reps, and you're really going to start seeing guys who you're going to see August 31st against Toledo. Those are the guys who are going to get the majority of the reps, and I think that will be the focus really moving forward from this stage, who can help this team right now. One
of the storylines going into the season was the chances for Loucheiz Purifoy going from cornerback over and playing some wide receiver. Now, that really hadn't happened yet. There hadn't been a whole lot of reps for Purifoy on the offensive side, but Valdez Showers has turned from safety to a wide receiver full-time, and he was out there running around at that position.
Yeah, we saw him catch a nice little swing pass. We've seen him make some runs here in camp, and this was a guy who in high school up in Michigan, I mean, he was a really talented running back, was very productive, the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of Michigan coming out of high school. So they are taking a look at him, and like you said, Loucheiz Purifoy, who we know what he can do at cornerback. He's an All-American candidate there. I don't know. We're just going to have to continue to kind of monitor that as we move forward. I still think that the plan is to get him some action on both sides of the ball, but you know, he worked there at receiver in spring a lot, so they've seen him there. So it's probably not imperative that they work in there a lot in fall, but I think we may still see that in camp.
They got some special teams work in both today and yesterday during the scrimmage, and last weekend, Caleb Sturgis kicked a 58-yard field goal for the Miami Dolphins. Yeah. I think he's going to be okay as a rookie down there, but the Gators, who's going to be their kicker this year, they don't even know yet, do they?
Yeah, I mean, Caleb Sturgis was a gift that Muschamp received when he first took over the job. He just didn't really have to worry about the kicking game the past couple of seasons. And now we're seeing a battle that's still open between Austin Hardin and Brad Phillips. Phillips has some game experience, but he's been slowed by groin injury in camp. And just from my observation, I mean, Austin Hardin had a couple of nice kicks today, and I think Austin Hardin has the stronger leg of the two. So it's still an open camp, but you know, right now Austin Hardin seems to maybe be a little bit in the lead there. But I think they'll continue to take a look at that kicking battle and name a starter, obviously, before August 31st.
Now, there's 2 more open practices in the preseason. They'll be Monday and Tuesday at 12:30 at the practice facility. Meanwhile, Gator Vision and Gator Zone will debut its preseason special with Mick Hubert, Brady Ackerman, and bunches of interviews from both players and coaches. Check your local listings for that, and come back to Gator Zone for see Gator Zone Scott and Gator Zone Chris, an exclusive video of practice.